Election campaigning heats up in poll-bound Assam and West Bengal. Home Minister Amit Shah and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to address rallies for the BJP, while West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee to conduct a roadshow in Kolkata. President Ramnath Kovind attends Varanasi Samagam at Sonbhadra on the second day of his three-day visit to Uttar Pradesh. Asserts that national development is incomplete without the development of tribal community. The NIA to present Mumbai Police Crime Branch Officer Sachin Vaze before local court, the anti-terror agency, to seek Vaze's custody for his involvement in placing explosives-laden vehicle near Carmichael Road in Mumbai. India's COVID vaccination drive continues at a high pace. At the end of the 57th day of the campaign, number of doses of vaccine administered about to touch 3 crores. Meanwhile, the country reports over 25,000 new cases. Leader of parallel civilian government in Myanmar, Man Win Khaing Khan, addresses public for the first time, vows to pursue a revolution to overturn the junta even as protests continue in the troubled nation. And in sports, the second T20 international between India and England to take place in Ahmedabad today. England is leading the 5-match series by 1-0. Namaskar, you're with the latest here on DD India. I'm Gautam Roy. Well, first up, all the updates from election-bound states and the Union Territory of Puducherry. Well, the electoral battle is heating up in the 4 states and 1 Union Territory which are scheduled to go to polls in less than a month's time. In Assam, campaigning is gaining momentum as the ruling BJP has launched a star-studded campaign. Senior leader and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Home Minister Amit Shah will be addressing several rallies today in Upper Assam. Amit Shah will also address rallies in Margarita and Nazira. And addressing an election meeting in Biswanath constituency in Assam, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said that for the last 5 years, the BJP government in Assam, led by Sarbananda Sonowal, has been providing a corruption-free and transparent government. He said that the BJP government did a series of developmental works in the state.
एक बात मैं दावे के साथ कर सकता हूं, हजारों करोड़ रुपया खर्च करने के बावजूद, चाहे असम का कोई व्यक्ति हो, चाहे भारत का रहने वाला कोई व्यक्ति हो, उंगली उठाकर नहीं कह सकता है कि हमारे मुख्यमंत्री सर्बानंद सोनोवाल के दामन पर अथवा किसी मंत्री के दामन पर कोई भ्रष्टाचार की दाग लगी हुई हो, या उंगली उठाकर नहीं कह सकता। मेरे बहनों भाइयों, ये कोई छोटी बात नहीं है। 5 वर्ष तक लगातार सरकार चलाए और उस सरकार के दामन पर कोई एक भी दाग न लगे।
And senior Congress leaders Jitendra Singh, Ripun Bora, Gaurav Gogoi are also campaigning for the party's candidates. Senior party leader and Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel is visiting Dibrugarh today. Other parties including AIUDF, AGP, BPF, Assam Jatiya Parishad and left parties are also holding election rallies across the state today. And in poll-bound West Bengal, campaigning is gaining momentum gradually. Senior leaders and star campaigners of the BJP are holding a series of public meetings and roadshows today in the districts going to polls in the first phase. Senior BJP leader and Union Minister Smriti Irani will be addressing rallies in Medinipur and Patashpur Assembly constituencies. Meanwhile, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee will attend her first public event today. After getting discharged from hospital, she will hold a roadshow in Kolkata. She will also address the gathering at the end of the rally in Hazara. In the Union Territory of Puducherry, the DMK party has released its candidates list for 13 constituencies that they will contest in the upcoming Puducherry Assembly elections, and 12 candidates have been named. The Congress will contest on 15 seats while the DMK will fight on 13. The CPI and Viduthalai Chirutaigal Kachi shared 1 seat each. Meanwhile, DMK MLA Dr. P. Sarvanan joined the BJP in Chennai today. Sarunan had won the Tirupanakuradram constituency in 2019 by-elections. The move comes ahead of Tamil Nadu Assembly elections to be held in April. Now, the Election Commission has written to Chief Secretaries and Chief Electoral Officers of Assam, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal and Puducherry regarding equitable opportunity for access to election-related advertisement space. The Election Commission said in its letter that it has been brought to its notice that in some places advertisement space is being monopolized by some political parties. The Commission said it should be ensured that any such place is not dominated or monopolized by any particular party or candidate. All parties and candidates should be provided with equal opportunity in this regard. The letter said the District Election Officer should ensure that all political parties and candidates get equitable opportunity to have access to election-related advertisement space during the election period. Now, a day after poll observers said that the alleged attack on West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee in Nandigram was an accident, Minister of State for Home Affairs G. Kishan Reddy said that people from her own party, that is TMC, think that it was all a drama.
देश के हर पार्टी के, देश के हर प्रांत के नागरिक और खुद का पार्टी के लोग, बंगाल का पुलिस, सभी लोग यही समझते हैं ये ड्रामा है। इस ड्रामा के कारण ही ममता बनर्जी एक किया है, इसलिए वो इसके कारण आज बंगाल में बंगाल के जनता के सामने ममता बनर्जी पूरा और ज़्यादा गिर चुकी है।
BJP National General Secretary Kailash Vijayvargiya has said that the Central Election Commission meeting held at the BJP's headquarters discussed seat allocation for third and fourth phases of West Bengal Assembly polls. He also reaffirmed the claim that the party will win all 200 seats it is targeted in West Bengal.
ममता जी अब एक व्यक्ति पे आरोप लगा रही है, वो चुनाव आयोग पे भी आरोप लगाएगी, अब ऑब्जर्वर पे भी आरोप लगाएगी, अब अपने चीफ सेक्रेटरी के ऊपर भी आरोप लगाएगी, क्योंकि उन्होंने भी जो रिपोर्ट भेजी है उन्होंने कहा कि एक्सीडेंट है, ये किसी प्रकार की कोई किसी व्यक्ति के द्वारा किया गया कार्य नहीं है। तो अब देखते हैं ममता जी का स्टैंड क्या होता है, क्योंकि पहले तो उन्होंने कह दिया था कि कुछ लोग आए धक्का देके चले गए जिससे मेरे पैर में चोट आ गई, और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की ओर उनकी नज़र थी। पर मीडिया के लोगों को धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ कि उन्होंने बेनकाब किया पूरा चित्र।
President Ramnath Kovind today attended Varanasi Samagam at Seva Kunj Ashram in Sonbhadra in Uttar Pradesh. The President also inaugurated a newly constructed building of Seva Kunj Ashram in the region. Addressing the gathering, the President said that the development of the country is not possible without development of the tribal community.
यदि देश को विकास करना है तो सचमुच में आदिवासी वनवासी समुदाय के बिना हमारे देश का विकास को हम संपूर्ण विकास नहीं कह सकते। सही मायनों में आप सबके विकास के बिना देश का विकास अधूरा है। मुझे विश्वास है कि पूर्वी उत्तर प्रदेश को झारखंड, छत्तीसगढ़, बिहार और मध्य प्रदेश से जोड़ने वाला ये क्षेत्र एक दिन आधुनिक विकास का प्रमुख केंद्र बनेगा। हमारा ये प्रयास होना चाहिए कि आधुनिक विकास में आप सभी वनवासी भाई बहन भी भागीदारी करें, साथ ही आपकी सांस्कृतिक विरासत और पहचान भी संरक्षित और मजबूत बनी रहे।
The NIA has arrested Mumbai Police Crime Branch API Sachin Vaze for his role and involvement in placing explosives-laden vehicle near Carmichael Road in Mumbai. Sachin Vaze will be presented before a court today. Meanwhile, 4 other members of Mumbai Police CIU reached the NIA office in Mumbai today. They are part of the team that was being headed by arrested Mumbai police officer Sachin Vaze. Now, India's COVID vaccination drive continues at a high pace. At the end of the 57th day of the campaign, number of doses of vaccine administered was about to touch 3 crores. A total of 2,97,38,409 vaccine doses have been administered. 15,19,952 doses were administered on day 57. Let's now take a look at the COVID-19 situation across the country as well. According to the Union Health Ministry, 16,637 recoveries were recorded in the last 24 hours, taking the cumulative total of recovered patients to 1,09,89,897. With this, the recovery rate currently stands at 96.75%. India's total active caseload stands at 2,10,544. The country's present active caseload consists of 1.85% of the total positive cases. The fatality rate stands at 1.4%. Now, according to the Indian Council of Medical Research, over 8,64,368 COVID-19 tests have been conducted in a single day yesterday. As of Saturday, more than 22 crore 67 lakh 3,641 tests for detecting the COVID-19 virus have been conducted till now. Well, today is the last date for registration of Prime Minister's interactive academic program, Pariksha Pe Charcha. This year's Pariksha Pe Charcha is the 4th edition and will be held virtually. Pariksha Pe Charcha is part of the larger movement Exam Warriors, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, to create a stress-free atmosphere for youngsters. Students can register for this through the official site of MyGov on innovateindia.mygov.in. This time, the Prime Minister's massively popular interaction will not only have students but also parents and teachers. To get a chance to participate, students, teachers or parents can participate in Pariksha Pe Charcha competition hosted on MyGov Innovate platform. The competition is open for school students of classes 9 to 12. Each winner will get a specially designed certificate of appreciation. A small group of students from among the winners will get the opportunity to directly interact with the Prime Minister and ask him questions. Each of these special winners will also get a digital souvenir of their autographed photograph along with the Prime Minister. And the PM's massively popular interaction with students to reduce their exam stress, Pariksha Pe Charcha, is around the corner. Those students who participated in this interactive program earlier share their experience with pride. For the students of Jabalpur who interacted with the PM through this program last year, it was a memorable experience. They say this interaction was very beneficial for them.
मुझे भी ये मौका पिछले साल मिला था। मैं बहुत ही ज़्यादा खुश हुई थी और वहाँ जाके मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा जब मैंने प्राइम मिनिस्टर को सामने से देखा, उनकी बातें सुनी। उनने अपने खुद के लाइव एग्जांपल्स दिए जो उनके साथ हुआ है और ऐसे बच्चों को उनने इंस्पायर किया, मोटिवेट किया। मुझे बहुत ही ज़्यादा अच्छा लगा। सर ने जैसा कि बताया था कि अपन को पढ़ाई पे फोकस करना चाहिए और जैसे कि अपन मार्क्स के पीछे भागते हैं तो मार्क्स के पीछे भागने में कुछ नहीं है, अपन को पढ़ाई पे फोकस करना है और फिर मार्क्स तो खुद ब खुद ही आ जाएंगे। ऐसी ही उन्हें बहुत सारी चीज़ें बताई जिनका मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा बेनिफिट हुआ मेरी लाइफ में और अभी 1 साल में मैंने इन सारी चीज़ों को अप्लाई किया और उससे मुझे बहुत बेनिफिट हुआ है।
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, मैंने इस कंपटीशन में पार्ट किया, मुझे बहुत लोगों से मिलने का मौका मिला और सबसे मेनली मैंने प्राइम मिनिस्टर, अपने इंडिया के प्राइम मिनिस्टर से मिली। मुझे बहुत अच्छा और अपने अंदर एक प्राउड फीलिंग आई। मैं वहाँ गई, मैं जो नर्वस होती थी एग्ज़ाम्स देने के टाइम पे, मुझे जब भी मैं एग्ज़ाम्स लिखती थी मुझे बहुत नर्वस फीलिंग आती थी कि मैं कैसे लिखूँ, क्या करूँ। जब मैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर से मिली तो मुझे एक कॉन्फिडेंट आया कि जो उन्होंने मुझे बातें बताई थी एग्ज़ाम्स को लेकर वो मैंने अपनी लाइफ में उसको अपनाया। तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा एग्ज़ाम्स देने में, मुझे बिल्कुल भी डर नहीं लगा। मैंने कॉन्फिडेंटली सारे एग्ज़ाम्स अच्छे से दिए।
And speaking exclusively to Doordarshan on this Pariksha Pe Charcha, Sunil Kumar, a teacher from Dharamshala, said that the initiative not only benefits students but benefits their parents as well.
बतौर शिक्षक मेरा ये मानना है कि परीक्षा पे चर्चा कार्यक्रम बच्चों के लिए ही नहीं बल्कि अध्यापक और अभिभावकों के लिए भी लाभदायक सिद्ध हुआ है। जब भी देश के प्रधानमंत्री बच्चों के साथ सीधा संवाद करते हैं तो बच्चों का मनोबल बढ़ता है, बच्चों में परीक्षा को बेहतर करने के साथ साथ जीवन को बेहतर बनाने की प्रेरणा भी मिलती है।
And students as well as teachers from across the country have turned up to share their experience and views on Pariksha Pe Charcha. Let's hear from them.
I was really glad to be a part of this program. When my principal told about this program, I was really happy and blessed. And it was such a wonderful program that when Narendra Modi ji sir entered the stage, it was such a positive energy that we all got from him. He told so many things about how to get rid of the exam fear. And as a students who are going to appear for the board examinations, we'll all be having fears about how to deal with examination fear and all. And now, by attending this wonderful program, I've got a chance to know how to get rid of all these exam fears.
This is one of the dream project of our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, and he visualized actually the education is a lifelong process. It should not be actually based upon a particular period of time. So it is actually always motivating the parents and the teachers to help the child to become a full-time learner.
जो एग्ज़ाम का अमल है वो स्ट्रेस फ्री होना चाहिए. बच्चों को प्रेशर नहीं करने की ज़रूरत है, नहीं करना चाहिए उन पे प्रेशर, बल्कि उनका साथ देना है, उनके साथ कोऑपरेट करना है, उनकी खुशियों में शामिल होना है, उनके एग्ज़ाम्स में शामिल होना है. और इस हवाले से मुल्क के वज़ीर आज़म जनाब नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने एक अच्छा इनिशिएटिव लिया है कि परीक्षा पे चर्चा, बच्चों के साथ इम्तहानात को लेके बात करने का चर्चा, कि बच्चों के मन में क्या है, उनसे उनके तजर्बात जानना. ये बहुत अच्छी बात है, ये बहुत अच्छा कदम है. इस पर सोचने और अमल करने की ज़रूरत है ताकि हम बच्चों के लिए स्ट्रेस फ्री माहौल फराहम करें और ऐसा माहौल क्रिएट करें जिससे बच्चे डरे ना.
In Andhra Pradesh, 6 people lost their lives and 6 sustained injuries after a lorry hit an auto rickshaw in Golapalli village of Krishna district. There were 12 people in the auto including the driver. 6 of them, including the driver, died on the spot. The injured have been taken to a government hospital. 3 of them are said to be in a critical condition. A case has been filed while search for the absconding lorry driver is underway. Let's now get you some international news. The acting leader of Myanmar's parallel civilian government, Man Win Khaing Than, addressed the public for the first time on Saturday from hiding and vowed to pursue a revolution to overturn the junta. The civilian government was appointed by ousted lawmakers in the wake of the 1st of February military coup. Calling the coup the darkest period for the country, the leader assured that he will put all efforts to protect citizens in this revolution. And according to the latest reports, at least 12 protesters have been killed and several others injured in police firing on Saturday during anti-coup protests, which continued unabatedly even on the 42nd consecutive day after the coup in Myanmar. More than 70 people have been killed and over 2,000 arrested since the protests erupted after the military takeover of government in Myanmar on the 1st of February, deposing the civilian leader, State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi. Sri Lanka will ban wearing of the burqa and shut more than 1,000 Islamic schools, the Rajapaksa administration's latest policy decision impacting the minority Muslim community in that country. Minister for Public Security Sarath Veerasekara said he had signed a paper on Friday for cabinet approval to ban the full face covering worn by some Muslim women on national security grounds. Veerasekara said the government plans to ban more than 1,000 Madrasa Islamic schools that he said were flouting national education policy. The US has called on Russia to release about 200 opposition activists who were detained on Saturday. While Russian police routinely break up opposition protests, the mass arrests of municipal deputies at a conference in Moscow remains unprecedented. Taking to Twitter, the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken called for an end to persecution of independent voices after the arrests were made. Blinken tweeted, and I quote, "Today, the Russian government detained almost 200 municipal leaders and politicians, including political activists Vladimir Kara-Murza and Yulia Galyamina, on dubious grounds. We call for an end to the persecution of independent voices." And in the US, hundreds of people have gathered in the US city of Louisville for a rally to mark a year since the death of Breonna Taylor, a 26-year-old black medic shot dead when police raided her home. Protesters demanded justice for Breonna Taylor on the 1-year anniversary of her death. Chanting "No justice, no peace," protesters held up signs and marched through the streets. Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer, joined the protests as well. Breonna Taylor Taylor's death on the 13th of March last year was one of a string of killings of African Americans that fueled mass protest demonstrations across the United States last year. Taylor's friend, who was with her when the police burst into the home, fired once at what he said he believed were intruders. 3 police officers responded with 32 shots, 6 of which struck Taylor, killing her.
As significant as today is, it's only the beginning of getting full justice for Breonna. We must not lose focus on what the real job is. And with that being said, it's time to move forward with the criminal charges.
Now, 2 NASA astronauts floated out of the International Space Station on Saturday to conduct systems upgrades to the orbital outpost. Expedition 64 flight engineers Victor Glover and Michael Hopkins switched their spacesuits to battery power and embarked on their spacewalk that's expected to last planned for approximately 6.5 hours. The duo will replace a wireless antenna assembly on the station's Unity module and route cables to provide Ethernet capabilities for 2 of the station's high-definition cameras, amongst other tasks, according to NASA. U.S. President Joe Biden attended Mass at his home parish on Saturday, 2 days after signing into law his American Rescue Plan. Accompanied by his grandchildren Natalie and Hunter, along with a friend, Biden went to St. Joseph on the Brandywine Roman Catholic Church in Greenville, Delaware, where he regularly attends service. He's spending the weekend at his Wilmington home with members of his family before he returns to the country's capital. Let's now also take a look at all the updates coming in on the COVID-19 situation from across the world. Well, cases have crossed the 12 crore mark globally, while the tally of recoveries stands over 9 crore 65 lakh people have recovered from the infection. COVID-19 has claimed over 26 lakh 59,000 lives worldwide. The US continues to remain the worst affected from COVID-19, where more than 3 crore 43,000 cases of COVID-19 have been reported. The country's fatalities have crossed 5 lakh 46,000 mark. Former Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva received the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine in Sao Paulo. Lula was administered the shot at a vaccination drive-through in São Bernardo do Campo. He was accompanied by the federal deputy of the Workers' Party and former minister Alexandre Padilha. Brazil has lost over 2,77,000 people to COVID-19, which is the worst death toll outside the US. The country has seen more than 1 crore 14,39,000 cases of the disease. Sports now, and Indian team's white ball stars will be aiming to put up an improved batting effort in the second T20 international against England in Ahmedabad today. This series like a dress rehearsal for the T20 World Cup, but India need to sort out their game plan soon, otherwise the Three Lions might just run away with the series.
India take on England in the second T20 of the 5-match series on Sunday in Ahmedabad. England romped to a comprehensive victory in the first T20, doing so with 8 wickets and 27 balls to spare. Winning the toss and electing to bowl fast, the visitors were relentless on the field and with the bat as well. England seemed to have got their team selection and tactics spot on. With the exception of Shreyas Iyer, none of the Indian batsmen stayed long enough at the crease to make an impact. Their final total of 124 for 7 was never going to be enough against the power-packed English lineup. The England openers came out with all guns blazing, racing to 50 for nil after the power play overs to effectively end the game as a contest. While a lot of focus was on India's slightly inexperienced bowling lineup, it was their batting that let them down in the first T20. Virat Kohli will need to get back into form before the important international fixtures this year, while KL Rahul and Hardik Pandya need to get over their rustiness. India have been pretty good at making comebacks, and they look to come back strongly in the second game and restore parity in the series. It should be another great day for playing cricket with no rain interruptions expected. The wicket is a pretty balanced one, which was evident in how it played during the second innings of the first game.
Sports Desk, TD India.
And West Indies cricketing greats Vivian Richards, Jimmy Adams, Richie Richardson have expressed gratitude to India and Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the assistance of Made in India vaccines for COVID-19 to their country.
To thank for exactly the wonderful contribution that India would have made to our country, which is the vaccine. We thank you so much on behalf of the Antiguan and Barbudan people. We look forward also that in the future, continued relationship. Thank you very much, Prime Minister Modi, and to thank the High Commissioner to our region. We also thank all the people of India for such a kind gesture. Thank you very much.
I just want to use this opportunity to say thank you to the government of India for the support that they're giving to people all across the region in donating vaccines. I know that my own home country of Jamaica is benefiting from this initiative, as also is Antigua, where I'm currently working with Cricket West Indies. We're all deeply grateful to the government of India, and on behalf of the people in the Caribbean, I'd like to tell them thank you very much for this great initiative.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank Prime Minister Modi for providing the COVID-19 vaccine for us here in Ghana. We really appreciate your kindness, sir. Thank you so much.
On behalf of the government and the people of Antigua and Barbuda, I would like to thank the Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister Modi, for his kind generosity in offering us 40,000 Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. We are extremely grateful to you and your country, sir. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, now Assam's tea could play a vital role in the fight against COVID-19. A recent study by Toklai Tea Research Institute released in March 2021 has revealed that Assam's black tea works as an immunity booster. To know more about this, take a look at this report.
Assam's tea works as immunity booster to fight against COVID-19. Yes, researchers across the world have proved this. And now, Asia's first tea research center, Toklai Tea Research Institute in Assam's Jorhat, has come up with one such finding which quotes that black tea grown in tea gardens of northeastern state of Assam could be an armor against COVID-19. Director of Toklai Tea Research Institute, A.K. Barua, told us all about those distinct qualities in Assam's black tea which makes it special from tea grown in other parts of the country.
Theanine is giving a very good immunity booster effect. Basically, the contribution is coming from the compounds like your theanine.
According to Assam's researchers, black tea grown in Assam contains components which blocks the spread of coronavirus in human body. Coronavirus pandemic had affected Assam's tea industry, but situation seemed to be returning back to track gradually. Amid this, the report from Asia's first tea research institute is providing extra push to the industry, stating that Assam's black tea not only refreshes us but could also boost immunity to fight COVID-19. Neeraj Singh's report, DD India.
So, good news on the COVID front from Assam's tea. And that's all we have at the moment for this bulletin on DD India, but for all the latest, stay tuned to the channel.